So I went to a car show in Silverstone the other day with my friends, and there was R34s, there was Supras, there was RX-7s, there was all sorts of cars. There was even a bunch of K cars, which I thought was pretty cool. As we were walking around though, there were just some mods that were a bit questionable. And look, at the end of the day, it is your car, so I'm not going to stand here and say what you can or can't do to it. However, some of these mods are a bit questionable. I really don't understand fake vents or fake scoops, especially when it looks like this. That really doesn't look nice. The funny part is, a lot of car manufacturers do this to their stock cars. Like the Toyota Supra, the new Supra, has a load of fake vents on it. I'm not sure if you can take them out though. You might be able to take them out, but still, I don't understand fake vents. I get that people are trying to make their cars look more aggressive and more sporty, but the issue is sometimes if something's fake, people are going to see that, and it doesn't look right. After you know it's fake, it just doesn't look right. And some of these fake vents and fake scoops and whatever, they just look so bad. And I mean, a lot of young car enthusiasts do this. I mean, I tried doing it on one of my cars once, and it didn't look right. But it's because you start off with an economy car. You know, I had a Honda Civic, so I just wanted it to make it look more sporty. And at the time, I thought it looked good. And now I look back on it and I want to cry. But these days, I've got my stock NBMX5 and I've kept it really clean. You know, I've not done anything to it. So you just sort of mature as a car enthusiast, really. Staying on a similar theme, I just wanted to quickly talk about fake exhaust tips. Because so many car manufacturers are doing this now, and it really doesn't look right. Especially Audi. A lot of German cars are doing this. This is one of my most hated modern car trends. It's just sad that you buy a car from factory and it already comes with fake vents on it, or fake exhaust tips even. This just sounds like a hate video at this point, but let's carry on. This next one is a little bit controversial because in some cases it can look really good, but when done poorly, it can be one of the worst things someone can do to their car. And yes, I'm talking about Plasti dipping or Plasti dipping, wherever you're from. In some cases, I've seen this done to a lot of cars and it looks pretty good, like it looks really clean. However, I've also seen cases that look like this, and that's never a good look. You know what though, I do have to hand it to people who Plasti dip their cars, because that's quite a big thing to do, and it's quite a risk, especially if you've not done it before. But what I will say, if it is your first time doing this, definitely get some help. Or get some assistance, because it is a real challenge and you really don't want your car looking like this. I think the worst part about Plasti dipping your car though is a lot of people, they don't really maintain it correctly, or even worse, they just let it sort of peel off over time, and it ends up looking really bad when people do this. Now, someone I knew back in high school actually did this to his Civic, and it really didn't look great, but over time he just let it sit and obviously age, and all of the Plasti dip would just sort of peel off and look worse, and even some bits it would go all bubbly and weird. It just definitely wasn't a good look, and the original colour of the car was red, and it looked quite nice before. Definitely not the best example of someone Plasti dipping their car. So yeah, as long as you just make sure you're doing it correctly the first time and you maintain it well, then it can look pretty good. I'm not saying it looks bad, but when done poorly, it can look awful. Now, when I was at Silverstone the other day, I saw a car and it didn't look right. As you know, being a big fan of the MX-5, I was looking around all the other MX-5s, and I stumbled across something that just really didn't look right, and I saw it on other cars throughout the day. And it's when people put universal spoilers or wings on their car that doesn't fit the car. I don't really know how to explain it, but it just looks weird. A lot of the time, when you buy aftermarket parts for your car that are classed as universal, meaning they can fit, one size fits all, it really doesn't tend to end too well. It just looks awkward and out of place. And I mean, sometimes it can work with carbon lips. You can sort of mold it around the car and cut them, but things like spoilers and wings, it doesn't look right. But if you are looking to get a spoiler or a wing, just don't get a universal one. Get one that will actually fit your car and that will look nice. And it is one of them things that come from younger enthusiasts. Obviously, they get their first car and they want to make it look nice, and the aftermarket for their car might not be that great. So they get a universal spoiler and it looks like this. Luckily, I've not actually done this mod. I'm surprised I haven't, but it's definitely something that I wouldn't recommend. Now, I've talked about this one in previous videos, and it's definitely something I would stay away from. Sometimes it's justifiable, but most of the time it's a no-go. And that is up badging your car. I think this is one of the worst things someone can do. The thing is, when you buy a Honda, it's a Honda. It's not a Mercedes, it's not a BMW, it's not a Rolls Royce, it's a Honda. And don't get me wrong, this is something that a lot of non-car enthusiasts do, and it's, I didn't know if I should include this in this video or not, because, you know, it's not really something car enthusiasts do, but it's probably one of the worst things. When it comes to art badging, I think it's only acceptable if you buy something like a stock Civic and, you know, you put a K engine in it and you put all the Type R body kits on, and then you put a Type R badge on the Honda. However, if you buy a Honda and just slap a Mercedes badge on it, this is unacceptable. One of my friends actually did this to his Civic Type S. You know, he made it into a Type R. He put all the body kits and everything like that, and, you know, made his Type S into a Type R because he just couldn't afford a Type R. And then eventually he did actually put the Type R badge on it. But I'm pretty sure that's allowed. I mean, you know, it basically is a Type R at that point. Another thing I've seen people do which really doesn't make sense is you can buy from different shops like the numbers and letters, and they'll have like a Nissan Altima and they'll just put V8 on the side or something like that. Or even worse, it'll be like GTI on the side instead of V8, like a Nissan Altima GTI. I think putting any fake badges on your car though is quite controversial, but it'll be interesting to see what you think. Let me know some of the weirdest mods you've seen and if they should be allowed to be done to a car. Also, just a quick announcement, I am back making videos now. It's been like a month since I've last made a video, so, you know, I've just missed it a bit, so it's good to be back making videos again. If you did find any enjoyment in this video, please feel free to subscribe. It is free, and you might as well. And I make videos like this all the time, so check out previous videos. Like I said, I've taken a month off, but I am back, so yeah, really excited. I will see you all very soon. Ciao for now.